What is up, Virgo? How are you guys doing? It's time to take a look at your mid-month messages for September 2023. When I do the mid-month, the intention I'm putting into it is to see if there was a change of timelines. Because y'all know I like to hammer really hard on advice in my readings. And the goal, whether you're watching a general video that I put on here or you come to me for a personal reading, is to be able to hand you a little bit of power that you can use to create your own timeline rather than just sit around and wait for the future to happen to you as if you have no control of it. That's my intention. So that's why I'm doing this video. For those of you who would like to schedule a personal reading, all the information is in the description of this video. And the big reading sale is still going on until the end of September. All the pre-recorded personal readings are $50 off. So for those of you interested in figuring out how to go about scheduling one, it's all in the description of this video. All right. Doing these a little bit different. Starting off with a past, present, future. And I'm not putting a solid intention into it. Just whatever comes through the heaviest is what we're going to roll with first. If it's past, we're going to go with the past. If it's present, we're going with the current person. If it's future, we're going for the next person coming in. Quick past, present, future for Virgo universe. Let's see. Ooh, Ace of Wands. So something may have started really, really quick in the past. I don't know if you maybe jumped into something, or maybe you may not have jumped into something. For some of you, you may have thought you were taking things slow, but things started moving much quicker than you realized, maybe. Things, whatever it was in the past, though, this is something that started moving very, very, very fast. Very fast. Oh, yeah. See, you dealt with somebody. Maybe they came on really, really strong, possibly love bombing. Knight of Cups, King of Cups reversed. That sounds like love bombing and manipulation to me. So what that sounds like to me, they may have come on real strong, you know, that love bombing in the beginning. But with that King of Cups reversed right there, I don't know how serious the intentions were. Two aces in the upright, though. So this is definitely something that took off really, really quick. And again, like I said, for some of you, you may not have meant for it to take off quick, but it took off quicker than you realized that it was. So there was horrible communication between the two of you, though, with the Eight of Wands reversed and the Ace of Swords upright. Could have been kind of confusing communication, you know, maybe like just real confusing, that, you know, that leaving little pieces out, not really 100% sure of everything that's going on all the time, a lot of missing pieces. But yeah. I'm just feeling like this is somebody that probably came on way too strong and things moved way too quickly. And that's probably what ended up leading to the demise of the connection. Coming up in the current, here in the present moment, you're keeping this to yourself, aren't you? You ain't talking about it to very many people, if anyone at all. I'm feeling like the majority of you probably ain't talking to nobody about this. There's probably a couple of you that maybe one or two really close people to you kind of know about this, know what you're going through. But I think the majority of you, you're holding this very, very close to your heart, and nobody knows about this. You still feel like justice needs to be served. You feel like you were treated very unfairly. Could be a Libra for some of you. Also have Pisces here. Coming up into the future, I'm not seeing a lot happening here. Not a whole lot. You're still pissed off. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but I am still seeing that you're still angry, still upset. Not a lot's happening. Not a lot's changing anytime soon. Whatever is happening now, whatever happened last month, that's pretty much the way it's plateauing out and rolling. You know, I'm not seeing a lot changing. I'm not seeing anybody coming forward and taking action, not seeing communication. And for those of you who feel like justice should be served for whatever reason, I'm not seeing you getting the satisfaction of seeing that. You want to be careful with that anyways. I'll be real careful with that. Okay. Well, that's all I'm getting here. And like all the other signs, I'll be honest with you, every other sign, the past came through heavier than anything. So I at least want to give it a chance, though, to see if anything else wants to come through. But we're still covering all of them in this video anyway. We're covering the past, current, and the next person coming in anyway. But let's go ahead and start it off with the past person then, because that's what came through the heaviest. Let's look at the past person's feelings, intentions, and energy. Okay, death card. They know it's over. They know it's a done dollar. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. They're not telling nobody about this either. They're doing the same thing you're doing. They do want to make sure and put a good show on for you, though. You know, really make it look like they're moving on and they're happy. I'm not sure if they are yet or not. It's really not telling me. They're probably kind of neutral in the middle somewhere, but just know that if you happen to go look at their social media and it looks like they're doing really good, they're really overhyping it. But they pretty much know that it's over. I don't think they're holding on to any hope or any faith that anything's ever going to come of this, but I do kind of feel like they're hoping that one of these days, like, how am I going to word this? They don't want to see you go off and do better. They don't want to see that. They are kind of hoping that things get worse for you. And I've talked about this a million times. That's just to make them feel better about themselves. That's all that really is. Because when two people break up, if somebody goes off and does better and actually becomes successful and heals and moves on and does better, that makes the other person look really bad. Makes the other person look really bad. So they don't want to see you go off and do better. So they're kind of hoping that you don't. Other than that, though, this person's energy looks kind of blank. I'll be all the way real with you. Because we got this death card and the Four of Wands reversed, indicating they're slamming the door shut on this altogether. Seven of Swords reversed. They know what they did wrong, though. They do know what they did wrong. But they're slamming the door shut on this. I'm not getting anything else from this. We might just have to jump straight to the advice on this. Because especially if you're doing, this kind of feels like fixed energy here. You could be dealing with a fixed sign or somebody with heavy fixed energy in their chart. Doesn't have to be, but fixed signs typically are worse about this than other signs where they ain't moving. They ain't budging. They ain't coming forward and saying nothing. They're staying put. They're taking this to their grave, basically. You know, no matter how bad it eats them up inside. They ain't saying nothing. Let's jump straight to the advice on this, because I'm not seeing a lot of movement here. Not seeing any at all, to be honest with you. What's the advice for Virgo? Knight of Wands in the reverse. This deck's getting an attitude with me. Temperance. King of Coins reversed. Emperor reversed. Okay. Well, man, the Six of Swords. Two of Cups. So you know that it's time to move on to your next soul contract, right? I'm going to go ahead and give you my basic advice that is usually a pretty good go-to, you know, generally speaking. We want to look at this from the perspective of, how am I going to word this? We want to look at this from the perspective of, do I have control of this situation? No, I don't. So if I don't have control of this situation, it must be happening the way the universe wants it to happen. So I'm trusting that if me and this person parted ways and there's really nothing I can do about it, I don't have any control of the situation. I'm trusting that the universe wants it to happen that way. Now, again, I know this isn't the end all be all, and it's not going to just make you feel better overnight. But over a long, well, not always long, but over an extended period of time, holding on to this can really help you develop a trust based relationship with the universe. Because I know that every last one of you, at least one time in your life, has uttered the phrase, everything happens for a reason. I know you've said that at least once. And we've all said that at least once. But the thing that we all tend to do is we like to say everything happens for a reason until something happens that hurts, right? Then all of a sudden, that thing didn't happen for a reason. I've been saying everything happens for a reason my whole life, but then this thing happened that hurt me, and it's like, oh no, everything except that thing. That thing that hurt me, that didn't happen for a reason. There must have been a mistake. The universe must be a little bit retarded when it comes to me, you know? No, everything happens for a reason. So what is that reason? It is time for your next soul contract with the Two of Cups here. It's time for the next soul contract. For those of you dealing with a situation that came to an end fairly recently, the meaning behind all of this is not going to play itself out for a while. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a little while. Now, for those of you dealing with a situation that wasn't very recent, if this was a year ago, 2 years ago, time to start meditating on some shit. Now, there is no one size fits all here, but a year, 2 years is a fairly decent enough time for us to take a look back and start looking at some shit. Time to go back and meditate on some shit. Get up out of my own feelings. Get up out of my own, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, what I wanted, the way it should have been, what maybe I could have done different, what they should have done different. Get up out of all that and meditate on some shit. Start asking some questions. What did I learn about myself? How can I use what I learned about myself and apply it to my life in the future moving forward? These kind of things. But it is time to move on to the next soul contract. I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't even consider trying to communicate with this person until you start understanding some sort of meaning behind why it all happened. And see, here's the cool thing. That answer is inside of you. You have to trust yourself. That's the biggest problem in the world today. You know that, right? We don't trust ourselves. That is a huge problem. Huge. But you have to develop that trust in yourself because that answer's in here. You can either go in here and look for it until you find it, or you can create it. You're powerful enough to do that, right? You know that you're powerful enough right now in this moment to say, you know what? I'm going to decide why that happened. You know why I choose to believe that happened? Because XYZ. And as long as you choose to believe that, that's the fucking reason why it happened. You know why? Because you are the creator of your reality, not me. No other tarot reader or famous spiritual person on the internet. You're the creator of your reality. You're the only one who has the authority to make that call. I know at least one person is going to take that and work miracles in their life. Let's take a look at the next person coming in. Let's just take a quick look at the energetic outline of the next person coming into Virgo's life. It's you, boo-boo. That's that Hermit, though. That's the Virgo card, for those of you who didn't know. Could be a fellow Virgo making their way into your life, possibly. Queen of Wands, Empress reverse. Why is this coming through for everybody, dude? This has come through for probably 80% of the signs I've read so far. It's coming through for everybody. I was just telling Leo the same thing. I don't know what's going on. I told Leo this exact same thing. I don't know what's going on here lately. I don't know if we're all collectively just seriously making quantum leaps up to the next level. If we're, I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know why it seems like most of us are collectively reacting the same way. But when the next person comes into your life, you're going to be seriously reluctant to put up with anything that feels off, to deal with any bullshit, to allow any confusion, anybody to play any games with you. You are just standing up in a whole new sense of strength and integrity, and you're much less likely to deal with that. Much less likely. So I'm seeing you very rigidly putting your foot down the minute you catch your first little whiff of bullshit. Communication's a little bit funny and awkward between the two of you. You may not even really be 100% attracted to this person either. That may be another big thing about it too. With that Two of Cups reverse right there, let me clarify that. Are you turning this person down? Five of Wands reversed. Oh, no. Fool card reversed. No, you're just not jumping into this head first. I think you're taking it really, really slow. Taking it really slow. You're doing the best that you can to take control of the rate at which this situation begins to progress. Not committing to anything right away, not jumping headfirst into anything right away. You're spending the majority of the beginning of this next connection looking for red flags very, very intently. Very intently. I think you're picking this person apart to a science. Let's look at their energy, because we got to be careful with that, because we all humans. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. So it's not going to be hard to find a flaw in a person. It ain't. You got to look at intention. Intention. This is the thing that nobody looks at. Everybody looks at the surface level, and they don't look deep enough into the actual intention. We got to learn how to study people enough to be able to peel that layer back and look at their actual intention. Let's see this person's energy and intentions. Let's see. Two of Wands. So this person knows exactly what they want. They're not indecisive with the Two of Wands reversed. Not up in their head. They're not unsure. They're very aware of what they want. But they're not letting their emotions lead the way. They may be a little bit closed off and detached because they don't want to burden you with their problems. That's what it is. That's what you're picking up on that feels off. That's why you feel a wall between the two of you. Because they do have an energetic wall up. They do. But honestly, it's because they have a lot going on in their life and they don't want to burden you with their problems. That's what it is. This person could be very materialistic. Maybe they're a business owner, own their own business possibly, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, they have some kind of burdens that they're carrying in their life, and they don't want to dump that on you. So that becomes a problem when a person doesn't know how to process energy. It happens. Like I said, we're all humans. We all get stressed out. We all got our own problems that we're dealing with. But very frequently, your average person doesn't really have a very good idea of how to process through all that, transmute it and release it, and how to focus it and whatnot. So if you go too long, for too many years, just adding sticks to the bundle and not doing nothing with it, and just every few months you add a new stick to the bundle, and it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Soon it's going to get to the point where you don't even have the emotional bandwidth to process a connection with anybody because all of your emotional energy is being swallowed and repressed. So basically, you just get the hollow version of me, you know? So that's kind of where I'm feeling like this person's coming from. Doesn't look like it's coming from a bad place, though. So I wouldn't say they had bad intentions. Let's see the outcome of the situation. What's the outcome of the situation? Knight of Swords reversed. You might stop talking to this person. Yep. There it is again. I'm kind of feeling like you are going to relinquish communication with this person because you are determining that it will be a waste of time because you know you're not getting the full version of them. Y'all go out to eat, you're engaging in conversation, and it just feels empty and hollow. You know, you're talking, texting, something just feels empty and hollow. And it just feels like there's something missing. You can't figure out if they're hiding something or if they're just being fake, or you can't figure out what's going on. So I'm feeling like a lot of you are putting your foot down like this is a waste of time and ceasing communication with this person. What's the advice? What's the advice? Page of Cups. 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. Well, I would advise that you do wait on that a little bit. Because you will eventually get this person to open up. Eventually. It's just dealing with that when they do. Dealing with it when they do. One of the biggest things that we're going through in this great awakening, this great shift of consciousness in humanity, is that the overwhelming majority of the population are long-term karmic humans who are stuck on the karmic wheel, and they are completely oblivious to and unaware of how to process through energy and heal from trauma. They have no idea how. Actually, you want to dig a real deep rabbit hole. Most of the humans on this planet are carrying trauma from dozens and dozens of different lifetimes, and they have no clue. They don't even know. That's why those of us who are here assisting in the shift, one of the most important things that we can do is start teaching how to do that. Different topic for a different video, so I don't want to trail too far off on that. But if you want to be patient and wait, this person will eventually end up opening up, and then they'll probably need your help processing through a lot of the shit they're going through. If you have the patience and the determination to work through all that, and it's not going to be easy. It'll be tough. But the thing is, if you can't make it through something like that, you probably wouldn't be a good team anyways. Because when the universe brings you your person, you don't think it's going to be all rainbows and unicorns, do you? You don't think it's just going to be all sunglasses and cocktails, do you? Oh, no. Absolutely not. You're going to have to work through shit with your person, too. Oh, yes, you will. So, if we're not willing to work through this, would we make a good team anyway? Just ask yourself that. And if you're not feeling it, then don't do it. Don't do it then. No big deal. If you ain't feeling it, don't do it. All right. Now we are going to take a look at the current person. Current person. Remember, y'all, if you ain't experiencing any issues with your current person, then this is not for you. All right. What's the problem? What's the issue? What's going wrong between Virgo and the current person? Judgment. Yeah, I think you've been trying to be patient with this for a while, but now you're starting to feel more and more and more like the universe is just ripping the two of you apart. You're starting to feel like some sort of divine intervention is coming. There is a major lack of trust between the two of you. I don't know from whom. I don't know if you don't trust them. I don't know if they don't trust you. I don't know if y'all don't trust each other. I don't know if you betrayed their trust. I don't know if they betrayed your trust or if y'all are just insecure. I don't know. But there is a massive lack of trust between the two of you. For some of you, with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, 10 of Pentacles upright, back to back like that, this could be a financial codependency connection. Lover's card reversed, 6 of Swords, though. The connection's just not there anymore. It's just simply not there. Not like it used to be. Could be a Gemini for some of you. Okay, well, let's look at this person's energy and their intentions. See how they feel about you. 4 of Cups. Page of Cups reversed. Ace of Wands reversed. So they feel very similar. But they don't want to abandon this. They don't want this to come to an end with the 5 of Pentacles and the Death card both reversed. They don't want this. They don't want anything bad to happen. They're still holding on to a lot of negativity from the past. So I don't know what went down between the two of you in the past, but they haven't let any of that go. They've just been keeping it to themselves. This person's not very deep. They're not very deep. So there's not really a deep, profound way to explain this person's energy. Maybe that's maybe that's a big problem between the two of you. Maybe you're just much deeper and more complex than they are. You know, whenever you're dealing with a person in any way, whether it's a lover or a friend or whatever, and you start overthinking them, they just don't seem to be very deep. So you start over analyzing them, you know, and then if we allow our imaginations to get carried away, we can come up with some pretty crazy shit. When in actuality, the person's just really not that deep. I think that's the kind of person you're dealing with here. I just don't think this person's all that deep. I don't think they're all that complex. Don't really think there's a whole lot to their energy. This person seems very simple. And I don't mean that in a negative or condescending manner. They just don't seem very deep. They don't want anything to go wrong. They don't want to leave this. They don't want to abandon this. But then again, at the same time, as per usual, they don't even know what to do to fix it. As far as they know, things were going good, and then they weren't. And they don't know what went wrong. They just wish things could go back to the way they were. So they're kind of hoping and wishing and waiting that things will go back to the way they were. But they won't. But they will not, you know, if nobody's putting forth the work or the effort. Let's look at the outcome. What's the outcome? 3 of Cups reversed. Emperor reversed. Okay. Now for September, not seeing a lot happening here. Not seeing a whole lot of movement. I am seeing an attempt. I don't know who's attempting, but I am seeing some attempts to fix things. And it may work out temporarily, but at least it's an effort. You know, like maybe this person will go that extra mile to try to do something to make you feel happy, maybe they'll try to do some sort of act of service to make you feel better or something. I see some sort of effort being put in here. And it might prolong things. At least that's something, though. Something. I don't think it's the end all be all, though, but I do see some effort being put in here. But I'm not seeing separation happening. What's the advice? Ooh, 5 of Swords. Devil card. Okay. Well, we need to dig down to the nitty gritty and ask ourselves what we really want, because you want to steer clear of temptations. Okay, this is one big mistake that I've seen lots of clients make, and they always get mad at me when I tell them the truth about it. The relationship isn't the problem, and a new relationship is definitely not the solution. I had a client come to me one time and said something to the effect of, I've lost myself in this 25-year marriage. Is anything new coming in? And I said, what? You feel like you lost yourself in a marriage, and you think a new person coming into your life is going to be the solution to that problem? Are you fucking serious? I didn't say it like that, but I was like, no. If you've lost yourself and you want to find yourself again, and you're not happy in your marriage, the best thing that you can do is take some alone time and heal. Oh, she got so mad at me. Oh, she got pissed. What she was wanting to say, she was wanting to hear me say, kick your husband out, take all of his shit, and move some new man in. No. It don't work that way. A lot of people tend to think that my problem is the relationship and the solution is a different person. Fuck to the no. It don't work that way. So what is the real issue, and what is it that I really want? See, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your sign is. I don't care what it is you think you want, whether it's a relationship or a certain amount of money or your dream job or your dream car or your dream house, whatever it is that you think you want. If you dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, asking the question, what is it that I really want? You will always come up with the same answer. I want a feeling. I'm looking for a feeling. Where we make our mistakes as humans is we're expecting something or someone outside of us to create our feelings for us. And we're all trapped under that illusion. It's a very convincing illusion in this third dimensional reality that we live in. It's a very convincing illusion. Very convincing. If you was to go grab a random stranger out of a crowd and ask them what the source of their problems are, the majority of people would point to the outside world. They would point to something, whether it's their money or, their boss at work or their spouse or their lover or their family or their friends. Something out here is always the cause of my problems. No, it ain't. Now, I'm not saying that's not a problem, but that's not the problem. See what I'm saying? The problem is we have a void in our heart. That's the problem. And it's part of being a human on planet Earth. And the illusion is that something out here is going to fill it. That's the illusion. And it's a very, very convincing illusion. And it's tricky. I'm not standing up here trying to make you think it's something easy to do. I'm not saying that all you got to do is say an affirmation and you'll fill that void full of light overnight. Not after all the brainwashing and all the propaganda and all the conditioning and all of the programming that we've gone through for decades and decades and centuries. It's not going to be that easy. But just kind of meditate on that. What is it that I'm really wanting here? Especially in my relationship or marriage or whatever the case may be. Just meditate on that. Before you make any solid decisions with this right here, meditate on that. Okay? Because like what it always ends up coming back to every single time is if I go ahead and start working towards equalizing the frequency of true happiness on my own, then that's when the person that you're with will usually follow suit. That's what it always comes back to. It always circles back to that same point every single time. I wouldn't abandon this right away, though, unless you're just so damn sick of it that you're not even interested in it working out. If that's you, and here's what I always say to test yourself. Take a trip into Fantasyland, into La La Land, and imagine that there was a button on the wall. There's a magic button on the wall. And if you walked up and pushed that button, your relationship would go back to normal and everything would be perfect. Would you push that button? Are you even interested in fixing the relationship? There might be one or two of you that, if you really think hard on that question, may possibly say, "Nah, I'm just not even feeling it anymore." And if that's the case, it's time to go. But I think for the majority of you, that's not the case. Not for the majority of you. Maybe a couple of you, but not the majority of you. So if that's not the case, just take a little bit of time to yourself and meditate on the void. Meditate on what's going wrong in here. And do the best you can to start flipping switches, doing work to start straightening things out here from the inside. And just start playing with that. And once you get the hang of that, keep it going and just pay very close attention to your outside world. Eventually, you're going to start seeing changes. Little bitty changes, maybe. May not be anything really big, but eventually you're going to start seeing things working out better. Maybe people who are close to you, their vibration is changing. Their attitude towards you is changing a little bit. Things start working out a little bit better. Doorways of opportunity are opening for you. Things start actually happening. The path smooths itself out because the primary law is the law of vibration. That's why that happens that way. And it will. All right. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Virgo friends needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. I am eternally grateful for every last one of you that tuned in and played along and showed love, support, and positive feedback. That's what makes my job worthwhile here on YouTube, y'all. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to check the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And remember, the big reading sale is still going on to celebrate my 5 years reading tarot on YouTube. Pre-recorded personal readings are all $50 off from now until the end of September. So everything you need to know is in the description of this video. All right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.